Yeah. It's your boy Rain, Joshua Dearden right now, you know what I mean? Look. Yo, you could ask him whatever you like, man. Some random stuff, favorite questions, favorite movies. Ask whatever you like, you know? Let's go. If you really wanna know what's really going on and you got a question, ask Joshua. Ain't no one stopping ya, ain't nobody watching ya. So sit down and let Joshua talk to ya. If you really wanna know what's really going on and you got a question, ask Joshua. Ain't no one stopping ya, ain't no one watching ya. So sit down and let Joshua talk to you.
Okay, everybody, I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so if you can please click the subscribe button, ring the bell, click all, that way all notifications you'll get, and help me get 1,000 subscribers. Alright, everybody, this is Joshua L. Dearden with Dearden 2007. You already saw the thumbnail. We're about to dive into this, but before we do, this is the longest video I've ever put out on YouTube, so I've decided to go ahead and put a timestamp for all the questions, when they start, so if you ain't got the time to watch a full hour video, at least you'll know where to skip ahead to get all the questions. I'll set the timestamp and you can rush through. If you're able to watch the entire video from beginning to end, I'm giving away 3 Visa gift cards. A $50 gift card, a $25 gift card, and a $10 gift card. The drawing is going to be for the last day of August. What you'll do is you'll pay attention to the code that is laid out in the video. You'll see little numbers throughout the video. If you're able to get all the numbers, you send those to me. You need to write them down so you can know what to send me. You'll send it to me in my Instagram in the link in the bio. And at the end of August, I'm giving away 3 Visa gift cards. A $10 gift card, a $25 gift card, and a $50 gift card. I'd like to give a special shout out to Carly and Jessa and Cassandra. All 3 answered all my questions from beginning to end. So thank you, girls. If you are able to reach out to me in my Instagram and my link below, because you spent the entirety from beginning to end answering all my questions, I have a special gift for all 3 of you. So if you're able to reach out to me, send me a message. I will be sharing our messages and what I gifted you on one of my upcoming videos. So hopefully I'll hear from you. But if not, hey, it was great talking to you. But this is a special shout out to all 3 of you. Let's get into the video. I just wanted to say to everybody who watches my video, I understand there's going to be some shaking. There's going to be some blurry video here and there. I don't do interviews very often, so bear with me. I'm working towards getting better equipment, lighting, microphones, the works. So forgive me if the footage is shaky or whatever, but when I did the questions outside of the bar, I had my iPad in my left hand and I had my camera in my right hand. The video with Carly and the girls was on my cell phone, my Canon Rebel T1. So bear with it. Please watch the video. I hope you enjoy it. I will do better in the future. That I can promise. Women are born with value. men have to earn their value. And women have to maintain value, beauty, body.
Women are judged, yes, very much so. We're still objectified.
But I would say women objectify women
more than men.
Far more than men do.
Absolutely.
Definitely do.
Who sets the boundaries in the relationship? Men? Okay. So do you think that gives women advantage in relationships?
Yes and no, because yes, we've set those boundaries, but no, because they don't follow the boundaries that we give them. We do give the boundaries and we respect them. And the guy doesn't.
Why
it's
do you...
called a 50-50 respect, and it doesn't ever happen like that.
Who sets the boundaries in a relationship? Men or women?
Well, I would hope both.
It should be both, but generally speaking, would you say the women or the men do it more often?
Well, I suppose the women.
So wouldn't that give women an advantage in relationships?
Yes and no. It's also definitely it's a guide. Setting boundaries is also a guide. I can tell you exactly what I need you to do to manipulate me by setting those boundaries.
Who sets the boundaries in relationships?
I do.
Men or women?
I do. I don't give a fuck about niggas and what the fuck they say. I set my own boundaries, okay?
The women do, huh?
I don't know about women, but I do, okay?
So do you think that gives women an advantage in relationships?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Especially if we know how to play our cards, most definitely it do. Isn't that right, Wolfie?
I 100%
Exactly,
was looking out there.
Exactly.
Why do women want equality in everything except for dating?
Excuse me, what? What was the question? Excuse me, why do women want equality except for when dating?
Except for in dating.
Oh, I want equality. I want equality for the way, like full effort. Everything. I mean, we might set those boundaries, but it's still equal. Like, you know what I mean? It's a 50-50 relationship.
Right.
Like it has to work both ways.
No.
True.
It has to work on respect.
But
Respect and trust. Respect and trust. Trust is a big thing for me. It's 50-50 with respect. Like if someone's not going to respect the other, then it's just not going to work.
why are they together?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why are you together? Yeah. Like if he doesn't respect you, you don't respect him. Why are you in a relationship?
So why do women want equality in everything except for dating?
Also an excellent question. Now here's the deal. That's a really good question. I mean,
It gets better.
oh great. Women as a whole or me? So let's see here. Equality in everything but dating.
Let me give you an example.
Please help me out.
Have you ever
here.
heard of ladies' night out?
Yes.
Do you know how most women tell their men not to be jealous? It's just ladies' night out.
Yes.
But you know they're going to go whether the husband wants them to or not. But 9 times out of 10, ladies' night out has been known to be a cover-up because girls stick up for girls.
This is
And we teach men that if your woman needs to go to a singles club to party with her girlfriends, you're with the wrong one.
I don't know.
Don't agree with that?
No, it's not that I agree with that 100%.
Okay.
Actually, I'm just trying to reflect upon my life and think I really don't do ladies' night. I don't think I have done ladies' night. Again, my best friend's usually my partner. So.
Right. Why do women want equality in everything except for dating?
What do you mean except for dating? What do you mean?
Because they want to run the relationship.
Okay, and
But that's not equal.
look, pussy run the world, okay? We gonna leave it at that. Pussy run the world. If you don't know what I mean, baby, I know to tell you.
So if women believe men are naturally horn dogs, why don't more women approach men?
Okay, first of all, women are horn dogs. That's what I was gonna say. We are definitely horn dogs too. I would have to agree that we are. I think horn dogs. Just like me and my friends, like personally, like it goes both ways. Yeah. Like we're some horn dogs.
But why don't more women approach men?
I think it has to do with society.
Okay.
I think it has to do with society. It just does with like the past relationships. Like if you don't have trust, like it's different for everyone.
Okay.
It's different for everyone. It really is.
So if women believe men are naturally horn dogs, why don't more women approach men?
I'm a flirt. I am flirtatious and I will approach a man, no problem. Because men don't approach me. And I don't like it when they do.
Do you think women have any right to complain about being sexually objectified when the entire Vegas economy is based on sex?
I think that women know when they're being sexually objectified. I think that a woman is not going to put on a tight shirt unless she knows and expects that somebody's going to look at her.
That's right, but they also complain, don't judge me based off of what I wear. So
It's a double-edged sword.
It's confusing.
It absolutely is confusing. I'm confused and I'm a woman and you're asking me questions about women that I'm like, I can't answer.
Right. So if women believe that men are naturally horn dogs, then why don't more women approach men if they believe men are naturally horn dogs?
Because pussy run the world. I ain't gonna say that again. I ain't gonna keep giving up the sauce. Pussy run the world. Period. Saucy.
Are men?
Period,
Why do most women love hip hop music when it's the most degrading music towards women?
Oh, I wasn't ready for that question. Oh, I wasn't ready for that. Okay. I don't even have an answer for that because you know what?
But it's true.
It's true.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie, I like to be degraded. I know it, call her daddy.
But he has to be attractive to you to be allowed to be degrading to you.
Which is fucked up. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked
Talking
up.
about this is fucked.
So,
He's got great questions. He's making me realize a lot of fucking shit right now. Okay.
so why do most women love hip hop music when it's the most degrading of all music towards women?
So
She's really thinking on that.
I am thinking on that one because the thing is when do I put on hip hop music is what I have to think. What do I want to feel when I listen to that? I want to feel sexy.
Right.
I listen to that when I want to be objectified because whether we're going to admit it or not, time and out.
You just admitted you want to be objectified, so we're going to remember that.
Yes, but this is in my...
We're going to remember
this is either sober in my house getting ready or after I have had enough drinks that I forgot.
Okay.
I want to be objectified when I want to be objectified.
But men don't know when you want to be objectified.
That is fair.
Okay. Would you agree that women don't even listen to the words when they listen to hip hop music? They more listen to the beat.
No.
You don't?
No.
So they know they're being objectified.
Skeet, motherfucker. Come on now.
Why do women enjoy hip hop when it's the most degrading of all music towards women?
I don't think that.
You don't think it is?
Not all of it.
Not all of it. But like they call women bitches, hoes, things like that.
Because I think because some women are, that not all are. Keep it respectful, but
rap music, you know, I listen to it. It's real. It's like what's going on.
Right.
Some people, you know, but yeah, that's why I think women like real shit. You know that you got a woman.
All right. So why do most women love hip hop music when it's the most degrading music towards women?
Because it's not about the music. We don't even listen to that shit. We listen to, you know what I'm saying? we be trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's all about twerking. It's all about the beat at the end of the day. It's about the beat, baby.
So you
We
think
don't listen to that shit.
you think you don't even listen to the words, do you?
We don't give a fuck about the words. At the end of the day, we know who we are. You know what I'm saying? For insecure women, it's a different thing. But for secure women, we don't give a fuck about the words. We know pussy got the power.
Why do women love hip hop music when it's the most degrading of all music towards women?
Not all women do. That's not only another loaded question, but nowadays it's what they're conditioned to listen to because of the radio. It's what's always on. It's what their mom listened to. That's a big influence. Is what their mom or mother or father listens to. I listen to 80s metal because of my dad.
Oh, why do we hold women accountable for their alcohol consumption when climbing in front of a steering wheel, but we do not hold women accountable for their alcohol consumption when they climb on top of a man? All of a sudden, she's no longer held accountable.
I have infinite about that. It's a two-way street no matter what. I don't care what the question was. It's a two-way street.
Explain.
A male could do that same shit, and a woman also can do that same shit. So it's a two-way street no matter what, and I don't want to hear otherwise.
I hear you, but can we agree that regret is not rape?
Regret is not rape. Regret is not rape.
Right. So waking up the next day after having a binge party.
If both the two parties don't know what's going on or don't understand the situation,
I can agree.
if there is consent given.
Jab to the heart kind of question.
No, I love this. This is fantastic.
So why do we hold women accountable for their alcohol consumption when they drive drunk, but we do not hold women accountable when they climb on top of a man? All of a sudden, she's no longer held accountable for her actions because a man is involved.
Say that again.
Okay.
Why would she be not held? Okay, held accountable and how?
Okay, let me ask it again. Before I ask it, have you heard of all the false rape, false paternity, false accusations?
Absolutely.
That leads into this.
Okay.
Why do we hold women accountable when they drive drunk, but we do not hold women accountable when she has drunk sex? All of a sudden, because a man is involved, she's no longer held accountable for her own actions.
I see that so differently. So differently.
Describe how you see it different.
I see it different because so I myself, if I'm going to drive drunk, I'm going to hold myself a hell of a lot more accountable for that than for having drunken sex with a man.
Okay.
But
you're talking personally. I'm talking about the law.
The law, right. So
if you crash your car and kill someone, you're going to be charged with it.
Right.
But if you have sex with a man, get pregnant, regret it, go claim false rape, or you go claim rape.
Oh, that's not right.
That's the point of the question.
That's
the question
not right.
is, if a woman goes to a party and has sex, she can. This is my opinion.
Is she passed out?
She knows no.
Okay.
She knows damn well why she's there.
Yeah.
She knows damn well what she's doing.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people complain that you shouldn't judge a woman based off of what she's wearing.
Just had this discussion actually like 2 days ago, so this is perfect.
But I'm going to ask you a question in regards to what a woman is wearing. Let's say I bathe myself in a bunch of guts and blood, and I jump into a shark tank.
Yep.
Who's to blame, me or the sharks?
Mm-hmm.
Me, right?
Correct.
Why do we hold women accountable for their alcohol consumption when they climb in front of a steering wheel, but we do not hold women accountable for their alcohol consumption when they climb on top of a man? All of a sudden, because a man is involved, she's no longer accountable for her own actions.
Fuck you. I'm sorry, next question.
It's a good question.
That's a good question, but I'm not going to answer it. I'm sorry.
So on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you rate yourself?
10. Out of this world. Honestly, you know what? Confidence is key, so I'm gonna give myself a 9.
9?
I'm gonna give myself a 9.
For those who said 10, would you say there's nothing you could improve about yourself?
Well, there is.
So you can't call yourself a 10.
He can improve himself. Okay. Wow. Wow. Yeah,
What? What's one thing you would like to improve about yourself?
I want lip injections. I want to be not drunk.
I just want to be more fit. More fit.
Okay. All right. So when a man approaches you, what's more important, confidence or attitude?
That's
Attitude.
Because fuck that guy.
Okay.
Attitude. Honestly,
No,
50-50.
nothing.
I
Nothing.
deserve so much attitude.
Because
I would
if
say
he is-
50-50.
Okay.
You've got to have a little bit of both.
I'm saying fuck that guy.
When a man approaches you, what's more important, confidence or attitude? And why?
It's a little bit of both, okay? And it's because a nigga need both. Period. That's it. I can't go into details. Bitches who know, bitches who don't, You know what I'm saying?
So can women and men be just friends?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I am a bra girl. I'm a
what?
bra girl.
A bra?
Fucking
So,
Over half my friends are guys.
okay, so if you contacted your straight heterosexual male and told him that you and your boyfriend were having issues and you wanted him to hook up, do you think he would reject you?
yes.
Why are you taking a video?
It's a YouTube channel.
Actually, my friends would not reject me. No, I don't think he would reject me, but the thing is,
Okay.
respectfully, no.
All right, so can men and women be just friends?
Yes. God. Yes. Oh God.
Oh God.
Okay. Let me.
God. Yes.
I don't gotta
So is this your boyfriend?
No, this is the homie.
Okay, homie.
And we never fuck.
Let's just hypothetically say he's your boyfriend, okay?
Okay, hypothetically.
Let's say
I'm upgrading here.
let's say you two are having an argument, okay? And you're mad at him and you want to get back at him.
Okay.
Say you're going through your phone and you call your straight, most heterosexual best friend that's a guy
Okay.
and say you're mad at him and you need to hook up. Would he say no?
Well, my head, he will be like, look.
He would jump on it like a
He'll
bitch.
jump on that shit.
Exactly.
On God.
So,
God.
so naturally, women and men can't just be friends if you think about
No,
it.
we really can. Cause me and him just friends. We ain't never fuck. You feel me?
Well, I got
We don't
you.
even finger touch.
We don't even do none of that. But it's my homie though.
All right, so are men naturally raised to protect women?
I believe so if you have the correct man.
or the right parents?
I genuinely say no because
Okay.
it doesn't matter what happens.
It's a 50-50 yes and no on this one. Do you believe men are raised to protect women?
Lonely.
Man, I step in front of a motherfucker like that every time.
Oh God.
Don't you agree that men who are raised to protect women is actually a good thing?
Yes.
So isn't that a good thing that men want to protect women?
It is.
Okay.
Okay.
So isn't that a good thing that men want to protect women?
That's their job.
But isn't that a good thing?
It's a great thing.
So why don't most women appreciate the men who are good to them?
Oh God, because I will tell you right now, women love toxic people.
Yeah, I agree.
They really do. Like, if I saw a good man in my sight, I'd be like, goodbye, like you're not toxic
Exactly.
enough. For my answer is it all falls on communication.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
So why is it women often view men as weak when a man wants to protect her? Via opening the door, standing up for her on the street, they view these men as weak.
See, I find that attractive, so I don't understand how that's weak.
So why do most women call those who want to protect women weak?
Look, I don't know the answer to that question, okay? Because real women don't do that shit. Niggas that protect us, we value them.
Okay. So do you believe men go as far as to put women on a pedestal?
Yeah, like if you have a good relationship with your guy, you should hold him to a higher standard. You should put him on a pedestal. Just like he should you.
Right. Do you believe men would go as far as to put women on a pedestal?
Yes.
Okay.
Until they drop them off that pedestal.
Yeah.
Which women do the same damn thing.
Do you believe men go as far as to put women on pedestals?
They need to. They need to do that a lot more. Okay? Niggas out there who watching this shit, y'all need to do that a lot more. Y'all bitch will probably treat y'all a lot better. Okay?
Oh, hell no!
Why is there such a thing as toxic masculinity, but not toxic femininity?
I think there's both. I genuinely think that there's both.
Okay.
Everyone can be toxic in their own ways.
Can I give my opinion on the situation?
Yeah, go right ahead.
I think there's not enough masculinity to go around. We're raising too many sissies. Not enough men have a backbone.
Yeah.
And the fact remains that there is no such thing as toxic masculinity because masculinity is an attractive thing that women go for.
Very true.
But
Very true.
how many women do you often hear complain there's too much femininity?
Not enough.
Exactly. But I think more women need to be feminine because no man wants a masculine woman.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
Exactly. Bitch, I'm a big gangsta. Turn around, let's
Why is there such a thing as toxic masculinity, but there's no talk about toxic femininity?
Oh, shit. Oh my God, women are crazier than men. Let's just be real. The main difference is that men typically are bigger, stronger, and more physically dangerous to women. Mentally and emotionally, I think women are worse to men.
Can I give you my opinion on masculinity?
Please.
I say there's not enough masculinity. I think mothers are raising their young men to be sissies. Women want a man that shows emotions, but we teach men to keep their emotion out of it. Women want a man to lead. They do not want a weak man. So if I came home saying, hey, I lost my job, I'm going to jail, the fact remains, In that moment, you would be okay with it. But too much weakness shown, studies have proven that women's dry up, lose interest, and go find a leader. So,
and again, is that natural instinct, though?
Yes, and masculinity is, there's no such thing as toxic.
No, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity or toxic femininity.
No.
I mean, there's the yin to the yang. They're both, we need both.
Why is there such a thing as toxic masculinity, but not toxic femininity?
Because niggas is toxic and bitches ain't. Period.
What?
Is there a difference between what women say they want in a relationship and what they actually respond to?
Yes. That's all on us, but yes.
Is there a difference between what women say they want in a relationship and what they actually respond to?
Yes.
Is there a difference between what women say they want in a relationship and what they actually respond to?
Look, we expect niggas to be mind readers, okay?
But we ain't.
But we expect y'all to. Cause y'all know, you know what I'm saying? We expect y'all to. I don't give a fuck what you say. We expect y'all to, and that's it. If y'all ain't a mind reader, we don't need y'all ass.
Right.
We need y'all to figure it out on your own.
How can a man trust a woman's dating advice if women are not backing up what they say they want with their actions? Doesn't that make it hard to take women seriously when they say they want certain things?
It does. Actions speak louder than words.
Amen.
And I believe that to this day. Actions do speak louder than words, but it's like a 50-50 type shit. You know?
How can a man trust a woman's dating advice if women aren't backing up what they say they want with their actions? Doesn't that make it hard to take women seriously when they say they want certain things?
Yeah, absolutely.
How can a man trust a woman's dating advice if women aren't backing up what they say they want with their actions? Doesn't that make it hard to take women seriously when they want certain things?
Serious question. Look,
I don't know what bitches you talking to. I'm gonna keep it like that. I don't know what bitches you talking to. So you need to find better bitches to talk to.
Okay.
And figure that question out.
Right. But in general, would you agree that if a man expresses his feelings too much, the woman will lose interest?
Yes. Nope, not me. Nope, not me.
All right. Can we agree that most men do not know whether or not, when they approach you, whether or not you find them attractive?
Yes.
Can we both agree that a man walking up to you does not know whether or not you're going to be attracted to him until he takes his shot?
Unless they've been making eye contact back and forth across the room.
I can tell you from personal experience, I don't read signs. I'm a terrible reader.
Okay.
I'm a very literal person.
So are men really that?
Men are literal.
Okay, that's fair. Then, okay.
I know from my example.
So for me, if I was out somewhere, I would be completely comfortable if somebody came to speak to me.
Right, but hold on, we dodged the question, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to dodge it.
No,
I'm trying
I know. But can you agree that if I approached you, there's nothing that I could know that you're going to like me or be attracted to me by walking up to you.
Yes.
Okay. Know whether or not you're attracted to them.
Exactly. Yeah, they don't know if I'm attracted because a lot of niggas that be talking to me, I don't like their ass.
We have to agree that when I approach a girl, there's no way I can know whether or not I'm attractive to her until she gives me a sign she's attractive.
You're right. You're absolutely right. There's no way.
That women who find the men they do find attractive, that anything he says or does can come across as cute and sexy, but when an ugly man does
I want to say shit because yes, you're retarded ass.
but when an ugly man does the same thing, they find him weird and creepy.
Yeah. Okay. Sadly.
Yes. Do you agree women who find men attractive, that no matter what they say or do can come across as cute and romantic, but when an ugly man doing the exact same thing can be perceived as creepy or weird? And why?
It's a good question. It's a really good question. The thing is
because you said earlier, let me jump on what you said earlier.
That I don't like
no
being
pun
approached.
intended. You don't like being approached. But I'm gonna call BS on that and say you don't like being approached by the wrong man.
Fact.
And that leads into men don't know you find them attractive. So to us, we're taught to be confident, believe in yourself. You can get any girl you want, which we know is cap, we know it's bullshit. Also agree that women who find the men that they are attracted to, no matter what he says, no matter what he does, he can be cute and romantic. But if an ugly man does the same thing, they find him weird or creepy. Why is that?
Because he's weird and creepy. That's the end of that story. I can't tell you more on that.
What? Can we agree that women who find a man attractive, that no matter what he says or does, she finds cute and romantic, but when an ugly man does the exact same thing, she looks at him as though he's creepy and weird?
It's the same situation with like a magazine, you know, like they're not only conditioned to make you think that you need to be this skinny or look this good, like that doesn't matter.
All right, so
it's all about how you condition yourself and how you think you look.
So why do women often complain about guys not willing to make an effort, yet complain about the ones that do make an effort?
Because we go for the ones that don't mean shit. And that's what's fucked up.
We go for the ones that don't show interest.
Yeah. Sadly, that is the truth.
Sad but true?
Sadly true.
So, back to what you said about men don't approach you.
Yeah.
Why do women often complain about guys not willing to make an effort, yet complain about the ones that do?
I'm not a princess, so it's really easy to look at somebody else and bitch about somebody else, but the reality is that there's always two sides to that coin. Why? I think because it's easier to just bitch and complain about somebody and not take personal accountability.
So why do women often complain about guys not willing to make an effort, yet complain about the ones that do make the effort.
Look, I'm gonna give you a little sauce. Bitches like
smoke screen.
Shut up. Bitches like niggas who make them chase them. Just as much of a nigga like a chase, a female like a chase too. You too nice, we don't like your ass. You too much, we don't like your ass.
I'm switching hands. I'm shaking here.
Okay.
There we go.
But if we really like your ass and you make us chase you, bro, we on your dick forever, bro.
All right.
Until we just get fed up with the shit.
So why do women often complain about guys not willing to make an effort, yet complain about the ones that do?
Women, you too.
Because that effort isn't what they're looking for.
Right.
You can make all the effort you want if it's not the specific thing that they are looking for. Effort is meaningless, you know?
So many women often complain that guys don't appreciate them enough. How do you know whether to blame men for not making enough effort or women for not showing enough gratitude?
That's actually a hard question. That's not. Honestly, I really don't have an answer. That's a fucking good ass question.
A lot of women are complaining that men don't make enough effort. How do we know whether to blame the men for not making enough effort or the women for not giving enough appreciation for the effort?
It's mutual. It should be.
It should be.
It should be. I think that you have been, goddamn, you have been with some, I'm sorry.
Fucked up women.
Yeah.
Many women complain that guys don't appreciate them enough. How do you know whether to blame men for not making enough effort or women for not showing enough gratitude?
Both sides have a part to play.
True.
In all honesty.
True.
That's neither one side nor the other. It has to be a complete cooperation.
Is it harder to satisfy women or to satisfy men?
It's harder to satisfy a woman, by all means.
Do you think it's harder to satisfy men or women?
Men. No, women.
Okay.
You ever try to eat a pussy?
Yeah. So why should men even bother satisfying women if women are never satisfied?
Women are satisfied. It depends upon the person. Like, if they're going to find that right person to satisfy them. You know what I mean? Like, obviously we hold high standards. As women, we hold high standards.
Right.
So, it just depends. Like, and everyone holds a different standard.
Right.
So, it just depends upon the person that's going to meet their standard.
So why should men even bother satisfying women when they're never satisfied?
That's not necessarily true. Just because it doesn't necessarily happen doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. You know? You don't buy ice cream just to have it melted. You eat that ice cream just like you eat that pussy.
All right. So do you think women often keep men as a backup plan?
No.
No?
Other way around. Other way around.
Hell yeah.
The fuck?
We
What kind of question is that?
Few moments later.
So do most women keep dudes on the side as a backup plan?
No, I don't. I do.
Okay.
Personally, I do.
So why should you be mad if a man did the same thing?
You're right. We shouldn't be.
Right.
We do get mad. But in respect, we shouldn't get mad. But we do.
Right. Is there such a thing as equal partnership?
Yes, and there should be more of it.
There should be.
There's not enough of it, but there should be more of it.
But if we can agree that there is such a thing as equal partnership, how many women do you think equally contribute to building a relationship as a man is required and forced to?
If I was being honest, I would probably give it like a 40-50, like women 40%, women, or what? 40, 60. Women 40, men 60. They definitely put in the most effort, and obviously we don't get satisfied enough, but it depends on every single person.
How many men, single men, let me rephrase that. How many single men in the dating market today do you think are actually having sex with women?
25%. I give it a little higher, because honestly, like, if you're still not the best looking, you're still pulling. I give it at least 60%.
All right. The answer is 10% of men.
I give it too much. I give it too much.
With the fact that men have to work so hard just to get a woman's attention, could that possibly be one of the reasons most men want sex without a relationship?
Yeah.
I personally feel like men want sex without relationships because they're not only afraid but confused.
Men are typically expected to court women, ask them out on dates, pick them up, pay for dates, make the first move. What are women expected to do?
That's why women like us make the first move.
Not shit. Is it fair to assume that women who complain that men who only want sex is because sex is that all that women are bringing to the table nowadays?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Women bring a lot more to the table than men.
The thing is, though, you're categorizing a lot of women in a one category.
We're speaking about generalities here. What I'm saying is the fact that women complain that men only want sex, but yet they don't do anything to build the relationship.
Yeah.
Women want sex just as equally. Well, like us speaking, women want sex just as equally.
It all happens like on a different term. You know what I mean? Like it'll be something
On a case-to-case basis.
Situation, occasion, like where they're, like how they're brought up, how we're brought up. Like
Right.
it depends. It depends upon the situation.
Is it fair to assume that women who complain that men who only want sex is because sex is all that women are bringing to the table nowadays?
No.
What's your
I live with my fiance. We both pay 50-50. You know, it's equal. That's a situation of equality, not equity.
What's your definition of transactional?
Like you mean consent in transaction?
No,
or what
just
do you mean of
transactional. Just the definition of transactional.
Something you give up.
So many big words for me. I don't even have any.
Okay, well, I'll define it for you. The dictionary definition is the trade for goods and services.
Yeah.
Okay?
Giving something up.
So is sex more likely to be transactional between two lesbian women or a man and a woman?
Lesbian woman. I mean, if I were to find a finance bitch with a I'd be.
Okay.
No, bro.
So do you think women are doing men a favor by giving them sex? She said women love sex just as much as men. So if that's the case, why do why do men typically have to work so hard for sex? Why does a man have to earn it when women enjoy sex, your words, just as much as men do?
But I'm speaking from our terms, like we enjoy sex as much as men do.
So why do you? So why do a man have to work so hard for it?
It depends upon the person. You have fuck buddies, and then you have people that you want to work for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if it's a certain person, yeah, like let's just fuck, let's get it over with, and
Right.
have sex. But if it's someone you actually care about, you make it work. Why would you not make them work for it?
If a woman approaches a man and shoots her shot, is she more likely or less likely to be rejected?
Less.
I agree. What advice would you give a man? This goes back to that question I asked you about men not knowing whether or not they're attractive.
Yep.
So, what advice would you give a man on how to approach women without being perceived as creepy or weird? And remember, men don't know whether or not they're attractive or not to you.
It honestly sucks.
It does.
Suck. It does suck because if a woman is not attractive, like if a man is to come up to a woman and that woman is not attracted to them right away, it does suck. They definitely will shoot them down right away. It does suck.
But men don't know.
Exactly.
Most men don't realize, and I'm going to tell you straight facts, women want a man with money, power, or fame. If he doesn't have any of those, he has no chance.
I wouldn't even say that. You're asking the wrong people about that question.
All right, so what advice would you give to a man on how to approach women without being perceived as creepy or weird when we had this discussion earlier that women only respond to men they're attracted to? So if men do not know when they approach you that they are attractive or not, what advice would you give to them?
I would tell them to go home and learn to love themselves, have some self-confidence, and then get back out there.
Why do women say they secretly run the world but complain how they are so oppressed?
Oh, this pussy talk. English, Spanish, pussy talk.
Why do women say they secretly run the world but complain about how they're so oppressed?
I have no answer for that.
Why is it wrong for men to sexually objectify women, but it's socially acceptable and okay for women to objectify men financially?
It's not okay. Like, okay, I base life off of happiness.
Okay.
Like, if you're making me happy and you're poor, I don't give a shit. If you're making me happy and you're rich, I don't give a shit. Like, if I'm happy, I'm happy.
It's honestly different for everyone. Like, obviously there are gonna be women out there that are like, fuck you, fuck this shit.
Alright, why is it wrong for men to sexually objectify women, but it's socially acceptable for women to objectify men financially?
I mean, if I want to grab your ass, I'm going to grab your ass. So, again, I think I must be a man here.
But if I did that to you and you didn't want it, the problem is I'd be in handcuffs. Most likely, if you did that to me, most men wouldn't care.
Well, you get an ego boost?
Why do you feel it's wrong for men to sexually objectify women, but it's socially acceptable and okay for women to objectify men financially?
Because I'm a woman.
Oh my God.
Because I'm a woman.
The answer.
That's simple. That's too deep for you to even understand, so I ain't going to go into detail. Now.
All right. Why is it wrong for men to sexually objectify women, but it's socially acceptable and okay for women to objectify men financially?
It's not socially acceptable, personally.
I would argue different, but...
How?
Because think about it. How many women do you see yelling at women for demanding that a man pay for everything?
You don't really see that a whole lot nowadays.
That's my point. It's okay because men are expected to pay for everything. Is it possible for me to ask women these very same questions I'm asking you without being labeled a sexist?
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Yes, because you're trying to get it out there. You're trying
Right.
to see both perspectives.
Just asking facts.
There's nothing wrong with that.
On TikTok, I have over 65,000.
I'm actually glad he's asking us these questions. Like, it's making
us think,
Yeah.
and it, like, we're speaking it from our heart. Like, you get to know both sides of it.
See, I have 65,000 followers on TikTok, and I often get called a woman hater and a woman basher when I ask these questions. But I'm just trying.
You're not being a woman hater at all. It's literally just
You're genuinely trying to, like, hear a woman's
Right.
side, and you're trying to speak from a man's side.
which
like,
is respect. I
Yeah.
respect you for this. I respect you.
Okay, so is it possible for me to ask women these same questions I've asked you without being labeled as sexist?
I don't see you as sexist
Okay,
at all.
that's good.
I think these are more, I mean, this is a raw conversation.
Logical questions.
And I think these are questions that need to be asked and discussed more. I like this list.
I think if men asked women these questions on a first date, there'd be a lot less people dating.
I agree. Or at least, I mean, you have enlightened me. I will give you that.
There's so much talk about women, her body, her choice.
Right.
If have you heard of the safe haven laws?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so if we give women the right to opt out of motherhood, should we also give men the right to opt out of fatherhood and 18 years of child support?
I mean, if a woman wants to have a child and the dad is not down for it, I feel like you should be able to support a little bit, but
It's such a tough question.
it really is. It depends upon the situation. Like, if you're raped, if you are taken, like, sexually advantage of, but, like, you don't give consent, like, consent is a big thing. Like, it really is. Like, you can't go back on consent.
No.
You gave it.
Like,
There's no reason why there should be any lawsuit, nothing like that.
there's a girl on YouTube who went to a feminist rally, and she asked a bunch of people, do I have your consent to film you? And then they asked all the questions, and moments later, 10 women came back and said, I want to recant my consent to film.
No.
And that goes back to what you said.
You gave consent.
You cannot.
No.
Yeah. And
You
it was
know
on
what you
film.
got yourself into.
Okay, first of all, though it genuinely does, because I'm not gonna say that shit. Like, in that situation, no. Like, you know what I mean? But if it's in a sexual situation, like, it's just,
It's different.
Okay.
it's different. It's definitely different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we could be drunk or like anything. And obviously, like, a couple minutes into it, you could regret it. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, it was nice meeting you.
nice meeting you too, Vic.
But
It's definitely different.
why do you think women feel so oppressed during the time that women have the most power?
First of all, I call cap.
Cap?
Women never
I will call cap on that because it's still unequal. All this shit is so unequal. I'm calling cap on that. Okay, just walk away. I go to
Hold on, hold on.
I'm finishing this.
These are good questions. These are good
It's
questions.
a good question, but I still call cap because things are still not equal.
So, okay, so the last thing she said is that it's still not equal for women. Well, ladies who want to agree with her, let me show you exactly why the wage gap is a myth, and it's been proven. Let's watch the video.
If for the same work women only make 77 cents for every dollar a man makes, Why don't businesses hire only women? Wages are the biggest expense for most businesses, so hiring only women would reduce costs by nearly a quarter, and that would go right to the bottom line. Don't businesses want to be profitable? Or are they really just bad at math? Well, actually, it's the feminists, celebrities, and politicians spreading this wage gap myth who have the math problem. Here's why. The 77 cents on the dollar statistic is calculated by dividing the median earnings of all women working full-time by the median earnings of all men working full-time. In other words, if the average income of all men is, say, $40,000 a year, and the average annual income of all women is, say, $30,800, that would mean that women earn 77 cents for every dollar a man earns. 30,800 divided by 40,000 equals 0.77. But these calculations don't reveal a gender wage injustice because they don't take into account occupation, position, education, or hours worked per week. Even a study by the American Association of University Women, a feminist organization, shows that the actual wage gap shrinks to only 6.6 cents when you factor in different choices men and women make. And the key word here is choice. The small wage gap that does exist has nothing to do with paying women less, let alone with sexism. It has to do with differences in individual career choices that men and women make. In 2009, the U.S. Department of Labor released a paper that examined more than 50 peer-reviewed studies and concluded that the oft-cited 23-cent wage gap may be almost entirely the result of individual choices being made by both male and female workers. Well, let's look at some of those choices. Georgetown University compiled a list of the 5 best-paying college majors and the percentage of men and women majoring in those fields. Number 1 best-paying major, petroleum engineering, 87% male. Number 2, pharmaceutical sciences, 48% male. 3, mathematics and computer science, 67% male. 4, aerospace engineering, 88% male. 5, chemical engineering, 72% male. Notice that women outrepresent men in only one of the 5 top-paying majors by only a few percentage points. Now consider the same study's list of the 5 worst-paying college majors. Number 1, counseling and psychology, 74% female. 2, early childhood education, 97% female. 3, theology and religious vocations, 66% male. 4, human services and community organization, 81% female. And 5, social work, 88% female. Here, it's the women who lead in all but one category. Even within the same profession, men and women make different career choices that impact how much money they make. Take nursing, where male nurses, on the whole, earn 18% more than female nurses. The reason? Male nurses gravitate to the best-paying nursing specialties, they work longer hours, and disproportionately find jobs in cities with the highest compensation. Now here's how one expert on nursing compensation, Professor Linda Aiken of the University of Pennsylvania, sums up the data. Career choices and educational differences explain most, if not all, the gender gap in nursing. The Department of Labor paper concluded that once these differences are accounted for across all professions, the unexplained wage gap is somewhere between 4.8 and 7%, almost identical to the 6.6 percentage gap found by the AAUW. But why is there any gap at all? No one knows for sure, as both the AAUW and the Labor Department concede. There are so many variables that drive wages that no single study can cover them all. Few wage gap studies control for variables such as dangerous work environment. Men are vastly overrepresented, for example, on oil rigs. And here's another variable. Men are more willing and able to work long hours without advance notice. According to Harvard economist Claudia Golden, even if 2 lawyers have the same education, same specialty, and work the same number of hours, firms pay more to someone who is willing to always be on call and ready to be in the office when the firm needs them, as opposed to wanting a more regular schedule. This isn't sexism, it's just common sense. With more realistic categories and definitions, whatever wage gap remains would certainly narrow to the point of vanishing. So it seems that business leaders aren't bad at math simply because they don't only hire women. Those who claim that for the same work, women earn 77 cents on the dollar compared to men, on the other hand, are not merely bad at math, but at telling the truth. I'm Christina Hoff Sommers of the American Enterprise Institute for Prager University.
Why do you think women feel so oppressed during a time that women have the most power?
Because I got low self-esteem, baby, okay?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about low self-esteem.